If the old-fashioned has rustic charm, the Manhattan has pure swagger. It's a tuxedo in a glass. It's jazz after midnight. And it's the drink that taught American whiskey how to dress up.
It's also a fantastic story of diplomacy. Beneath that swagger, you have a duel between spicy American rye and rich, herbaceous Italian vermouth, with bitters acting as a referee. It's elegant, proportional, and just a little bit dangerous.
So stay tuned right here at the bar with Stave and Slide. So we're continuing our essential whiskey cocktail series with another early core classic. The Manhattan shows up in the late 19th century, right when New York City bars were being transformed by European imports like sweet vermouth.
Yep.
Before this, whiskey drinks were straightforward and rustic. Afterwards, they became urbane and sophisticated.
For sure. The Manhattan is such an important cocktail in the whiskey cocktail canon, and I don't think we've featured it before.
We have not. This is the first time we're doing the Manhattan on the show.
Yeah, we love the Manhattan. It's so great when it's executed right with quality ingredients. It's so fantastic, and it's so important in whiskey cocktail history. Now. There's a lot of lore that surrounds the Manhattan, right? A lot of legend, as is the case in most.
No.
Who would have thunk it, right? As is the case in most cocktails, a lot of legends and a lot of stories that we don't ever can't really trace, the truth back to
Sure.
To really cut through what's fact or fiction, whatever. But the most famous legend surrounding the Manhattan says that it was invented at the Manhattan Club in 1874 for a banquet that was hosted by Lady Randolph Churchill, Winston Churchill's mother. Now, that's a great story, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. The Manhattan Club, Winston Churchill, Lady Churchill. However,
There's always a however.
But most historians like to point out that Lady Churchill was likely pregnant with little Winston at this time, and in England when this in 1874. So likely not true. Great story. Sounds great.
Yeah.
But in the world of whiskey, don't ever let the truth get in the way of a legendary toast. So here's to Lady Churchill and little Winston.
Yeah.
And cheers to a great story about the Manhattan that is not true, most likely.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And so it goes. All right. So we're going to get into building this. The Manhattan is a stirred cocktail. So we're going to need a lovely mixing glass.
There you go.
Now, before we get into that, you've got to have the great debate.
Great debate.
Are you a bourbon Manhattan or a rye Manhattan guy?
I am absolutely 100% a rye Manhattan drinker.
Good.
I love rye. I love the spiciness of rye. I love how it holds up with the vermouth. I know a lot of modern Manhattan drinkers do prefer a bourbon Manhattan. It's very popular, but I love rye in a Manhattan.
Yeah. Well, so rye wood is historically the king of the Northeast, so that makes sense.
Yep.
But there's nothing wrong with having a bourbon.
No, for sure.
Manhattan
it's
at all.
a totally different drink, though.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to use to build this classic cocktail. We're going to use a rye. Specifically, we're going to use Wild Turkey Rare Breed.
I think that's a great choice.
It comes in at a nice proof point of 112.2.
Mm-hmm. That's nice to have punch up above that 100.
Yeah.
I think in this cocktail.
It's going to stand up to the modifiers and without smothering them at the same time.
I love it.
Yeah. So, but first, we start with the modifiers.
Yes.
We're going to do 1 ounce of a quality vermouth.
And we're going to use Cocchi Torino today. We like to use Carpano Antica in a lot of our cocktails that we use, a lot of our vermouth. But we're going to use Cocchi Torino in this Manhattan today.
There we go.
Your vermouth is going to dramatically change your cocktail, whatever you're using sweet vermouth in, depending on the vermouth that you use. This Cocchi Torino, it has a lot of those beautiful notes of red fruit and cocoa, and this is going to make this Manhattan feel like a luxury cocktail. It's going to be nice.
Yep. So in with 1 ounce.
There you go.
We're going to follow that up with a couple of dashes of
our seasoning. Sprinkle in our seasoning. We're using those Angostura bitters. Keeping it simple, of course.
Yep. And then, of course, the star of our show.
Great choice. That rare wheat rye. Yep. Very nice.
Boop. And so for this, we're doing 2 ounces?
2 ounces of our rye. Yep.
Oh. It piddled. There we go.
It happens.
Yeah, you know. All right.
There we go. 2 ounces of rye right in there. You're going to do a Dan pour.
Almost. Almost. So, yeah, with the rye, we're aiming for like this kind of silky, spirit-forward texture.
Yep.
No bubbles, no aeration.
No.
Just like a smooth glide.
Stirred cocktail just like the old-fashioned.
Absolutely.
Silky smooth.
What do we need still?
Throw the ice in there.
Need some ice.
All right, we're going to stir this for about, 20, 30 revolutions or so?
Yep.
Yep. Dilute and chill. So while Curry's stirring this drink up to delicious, chilled, and diluted perfection, why don't you go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and follow us for more cocktail, bourbon, and blues content. We're keeping you informed on all of the latest blues releases that are coming out and giving you our opinions on what bottles to buy and hitting you up with more delicious cocktails.
Yeah, and drop us a comment. Have you had the Manhattan before? Are you a bourbon Manhattan or a rye Manhattan? What do you prefer? All right, we got that nice and frosty there on the side. So,
all right, what glass we can throw that in?
This is served up, so we're throwing it into a chilled coupe.
Fantastic. All right, we'll strain that out. Yeah, it looks perfect.
You got a little extra in here.
For later.
Yeah.
All right, and he's going to garnish that with a Luxardo cherry. Of course, we're not using those neon ones that look like they went radioactive during the Cold War.
That Luxardo is the only cherry that belongs in a cocktail.
There you go.
And that is the Manhattan.
Looks great.
Yeah, there you go. Give it a try.
All right, fantastic. Oh yeah. Oh, that's it. That's so good. That spice from the rye, the vanilla, and those fruit notes that you get from the vermouth, and that, of course, the structure that from the bitters and those herbal notes and all that. Oh, it's so good. So delicious. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So traditionally it's sharp, but yet it's elegant, and as Dan said, such a delicious cocktail. Remember, if you swap the rye for bourbon, the personality changes.
For sure.
But that's okay.
Yep.
You know?
Totally different cocktail.
You know, we talked about it being kind of born in the jazz clubs, and you know, Manhattan's known for its kind of jazz scene. So if rye is John Coltrane,
yeah,
edgy and just all technique,
I love it.
I would say bourbon is Frank Sinatra.
Ooh, Old Blue Eyes.
Old Blue Eyes. Smooth, soft, you know, kind of rounded around the edges. Just go with the flow, full of caramel, you know. Equally as delicious.
For sure.
Yeah.
I love it. Might have had I don't know, what do you have? Probably had a Jack Daniels Manhattan, maybe?
Most likely.
Most likely,
Yeah.
for sure. Might need to try that on another episode. that was fantastic. Love the Manhattan. We have a lot more coming up for you in our explorative series here on whiskey cocktails, on the essential whiskey cocktails. And next time, we're going to shake things up. We're heading back in time to a cocktail that's even older than the old fashioned, the whiskey sour. But before we go, just a reminder from both of us, good whiskey is about the experience, not the volume.
Yeah, exactly. So take your time, respect the proof, and sip responsibly.
Cheers. From Stave and Slide.